How you're demonstrating strategic value to your organization, so closing you is not an option. Really important to integrate into, for us, integrating into the sales and marketing channel, marketing methods, seasons, knowing the customer, knowing what they do, what months, when they do it, why they're doing it, and then integrating our processes into their processes. And in our instance, it also meant with 6 different companies, we had 6 different processes. However, we had an overriding process that they all attached into. So it wasn't that we had 6 different things going on in the shop, but as their processes would integrate at a certain point that would fit into ours, and making that key integration so that when they just get up in the morning, they're really not thinking of where else would I go. That the customer's just not thinking that thought. It's too easy to do it this way. It's too, this is just part of the way I come to work. I do this, I order this way, I pick up the phone when I have questions, my online status is right there anytime I want to look at all the status of my orders. Just making it so easy for their workflow and their process that they don't have a thought about. They're just, their next thought is, well, how can I add something else to this? Is there another particular item that I'm doing that I could throw into this because they've made it easy for me? What was it, Staples said they used to have a little easy button? It's not the button, it's really figuring out how to really make it easy. You know, if I was going to digress to the last question, the biggest screw up we ever did was making it hard in our customer service. And we learned and we fixed and said, keep that easy button in front of the customer. Integrate into their process, know how they work, what they do, what their workflow is, why it's important to them. Is it part of their profitability? Is it part of their expense ratio to profitability? Why is that important to them? And then get into that process in your service.
Thank you. Debbie.
Okay. Phil talked a little bit ago about letting people into your business. One of the things that we do that really helps our business is tours. We bring everybody we can into the plant and give them a tour so that they can see exactly what we do. We've become aware that a lot of folks think we're Kinko's, and we're nothing against Kinko's, but we do so much more than just do the copying. So we bring folks in to let them see the whole process from the design, the data manipulation part, and that really turns a lot of people around. The other thing that helps demonstrate our value is that we are totally self-supporting. We don't get any assessment funds, so we're not draining the general fund. So we've got to be competitive and talk about our prices. And then we really need to know our customers and what their business is and be looking at different ways to help them. And I think these guys do some more fun projects than we do. We're more transactional business focused because that's more or less the business of government. But I just want to talk about a couple of things that we do that when we talk about the value to the state, we're not just talking about how it hits one person. It's hitting multiple people. One of those is we do the checks for the judicial department. You know, they mail out checks for people that go to court, basically. And we have 36 counties and lots of courts across the state. Well, we just finished a project with them where each one of those counties send their data into us centrally, and we print the checks and then mail them out from our central location. And the reason that's important is because all of those people across the state are not having to do that work, and they're free to focus on their core functions. We do the same thing with jury summons. again, across the state. We have 34 out of the 36 counties. We've developed templates, and they don't have to go through the manual processes that most of them did to get those pieces out to citizens, potential jurors across the state. We do that for them, and they're able to save money on that. And the impact of that is, if they were going to shut us down, those people would have to go gear up again with staff. They'd have to get the equipment to do it, or track down the multi-vendors that could take care of them. And it might not be as unified and have that unified look and appearance across the state as it does now. And it might not have the same financial benefits as well.
Thank you, Debbie. Jimmy.
Okay, for me, first you got to know what your strategic goals are of your, for me, the university. We have four goals. Recruiting is number 1, research is number 2, number 3 is to run effective and efficient operation, and 4 is recognition. So we go back and look at what the university strategies are to develop our departmental strategies. So we have the recruiting through the fulfillment center. We sit on the admissions council. Actually, we actually sit on that council. Research we don't have a lot to do with, other than we service those guys. Efficient, effective, we do some great things there. We report our savings to the administration. We show them what we can do. We compare ourselves to the commercial market as well in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We actually do, there's a lot of salary and pricing surveys out there, but we do our own pricing survey in our region because we feel like it's so different. And then recognition. Recognition for us is the awards program has brought a tremendous amount of recognition to us and the university. We make that, we highlight that, and with the departments that we did the pieces for, we make them part of that celebration as well. They put a big story about us in the newspaper every year, which is kind of neat, so the whole community of the Denton area knows about us. So we feel like we're trying to stay with those 4 basic strategies. The university, we're trying to follow in the same suit as they are, and kind of make ourselves that person that they can't do without us. The recruiting deal is our number 1 thing. Now, that recruiting fulfillment really puts us in a good light with the university overall. Admissions don't want to do it anymore. Enrollment marketing don't want to do it. We want to do it. And we do it, and we do a good job of it, and it just keeps us very solid with the rest of the university.
Thank you, Jimmy. And just real quick, I want to have Gene take a minute, because he had a very different item that he brought up that I thought was reflective of his background.
I have a one-word answer, and it's reporting, and that's what you'd expect from a finance guy, right? But if you look at it's administrative and finance people are the ones that are pitched the outsourced decisions, so reporting is key. We do over 30 reports a month. Basically, there's 4 types. We have the global report that's they're really easy, they're bright, colorful, easy to walk up to and figure out what's going on, kind of like the ones that showed up on the video. And then we do internal reports. And maybe I started these because I didn't know what I was doing and I wanted to understand our business, but we measure everything we do. So we do bi-weekly production jobs, color versus black and white, customer types. We track specific projects, and it's really important to track your new customers, because you have to every year explain your purpose, and you can say, well, we brought in this new group or whatever, and you know what that means. We even track the number of service calls by piece of equipment, how many things we fold, how many things we insert, typesetting jobs, typesetting minutes, typesetting dollars, VDP jobs, envelopes. So, and that's as much for us to understand our own business and what's changing as it is. So if other people have detailed questions, we can answer those. And then the next thing are what I call the financial or chargeback reports, and there's just 2 of those for us. We have what's called a performance report. It's basically, if you're in the outside world, it's like an income statement. So that has to look good. And then the chargeback is auto-generated by our online system. So, and it also, the online system will give you detailed customer reports. So if your customer asks, how did my bill get this high? Well, we can tell you exactly. We print out a nice little one-page report for the month, and it's real understandable, you know, what it is they order and who ordered it. And then and the last thing we do is a cost reduction savings log. We used to do a really nice one specific to our department, but I found it wiser to go in with the purchasing department and report our savings under our own category with them, where we list item by item what we did in 2012 to save money. And they, like I said, they can range from $100 to $250,000, somewhere in there, and what that annualized savings would be. And if anybody's real curious of what these type of reports might look like, I did bring some, so after the session, or if you see me in the hall, I'm happy to share those and show those to you.
Thank you.